Gotta get on your job, tell them. Haters, get on your job, nigga. Motivation.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Cognition Fitness TV. Man, it's been a minute since I did a little real talk episode, just talking about recent issues that's been going on in society. So instead of doing a workout video this time, I'm going to be talking about some real shit that's going on right now, and stuff that really needs to be addressed. And that's what my channel is for. Also, it's just addressing real issues that's very prevalent in today's society. And I like to just get my perspective on things because I'm just well versed in a lot of shit. So, and some of this stuff has really been on my mind. I guess to start off, why in the fuck is Colin Kaepernick not signed yet? I don't understand. It's coming up. He's been unsigned now for 3 or 4 months. It's May now. It's about to be June, and minicamp is just around the corner. Like, this guy is definitely, if you want to do by stats, statistical evidence, right? People, oh, he had a bad season. Yes, he did have a bad season last year, but I've seen quarterbacks that did way worse and still had an opportunity to play in the NFL the next or following year. Look at Tim Tebow. That's one example I can give. This guy barely completed any of his passes, barely threw for any touchdowns, but yet he got invited to try out for the Jets. He made the team for the Jets, but then later on he got an opportunity to try out for the Patriots. He didn't make the Patriots, but he still had that opportunity. Like, the NFL, man, is really showing a hand by being silent on the issue on which Colin Kaepernick is protesting about, which is police brutality, black oppression. If you are a black athlete in the NFL or the NBA and you are not in the sucking place, you are considered a threat, a liability to the league. And that's a fucking problem. That's a big problem, because it's okay to be the well-behaved Negro as long as you are well-behaved, not really speaking up against police brutality and black oppression in this country. You can talk about black on black crime as much as you want. They don't have an issue with that. If you want to talk about black on black crime, black issues other than white supremacy, go ahead. They'll give you a talk show. Look at Charles Barkley. He just got a full write-out show by TNT talking about race. But a lot of people know Charles Barkley is one of the biggest coons out there. He's one of those black on black crime people, without talking about what led to the black on black crime, the system of white supremacy that's behind the black on black crime. You know what I mean? So it's like, as long as you are not in the sucking place, you are considered a threat. And by Colin Kaepernick speaking out against police brutality, he's not Black Lives Matter, by the way. They kind of put that on him. He's never attended a Black Lives Matter meeting or nothing. He don't got the minutes to the meeting. He agrees with the slogan, Black Lives Matter. Everybody should agree with that shit. But he's not Black Lives Matter, just like me. I'm not Black Lives Matter. I'm not attending the meetings. People need to make a differentiation between Black Lives Matter, the organization, versus the slogan, Black Lives Matter. You dig what I'm saying? So they kind of throw that shade at him a lot, saying that he's Black Lives Matter when he's actually not. And just because he speaks his mind and he's not the well-behaved Negro, oh, we gotta blacklist him from the league. And like, man, Just the way he's being treated. A lot of people are talking about, oh, he's supposed to stand up for the flag, but don't even know the history of the national anthem in this country, who it was written by. It was written by a white supremacist. His name was Francis Scott Key. And he owned slaves. He disparaged a lot of black people. Like, he wanted to send free slaves back to Africa. That's how fucked up this dude was. He had a whole coalition, a whole organization that was planning on sending slaves back to Africa. Free slaves, free people of color back to Africa.
Most
Man, there's a lot of traffic. Francis Scott Key was one of the biggest white supremacists, and people don't realize the national anthem is 4 stanzas. I believe that's what you call them, or 4 verses. And then the third verse, he's talking about black people being objects that they should own, like property and all that shit. So why would you stand for an anthem that talks shit about you and your ancestors? And yet there's still no equality in this damn country. Black people are still being lynched with impunity. Cops still getting not even charged with killing black teens and just black people in general. It's like, this shit is still going on. But yet he still decides to recently say, alright, I'm gonna stand for the anthem. And it's like, people saying the damage has been done. The damage has been done to the league. Like, no, the league is just full of shit. The league is just full of people who don't give a fuck about black people. This traffic is horrible. If you can make white daddy and white mommy some money, they'll fuck with you easy. If you well behave and don't say nothing about black oppression and the disparities that exist in this country, oh yeah, they'll fuck with you heavy. They'll give you a lot of money. They'll give you TV shows. Shit, whatever you want. They'll treat you like one of them until you do some fucked up shit. Then it backpedals on you. Then you end up looking like Bill Cosby. Trying to build my show, just keep calling it right now. If you a Charles Barkley, a Shaquille O'Neal, one of them big ass coons on TV, they'll fuck with you because you gonna say the politically correct shit. Oh, you gonna take the stance of white supremacy, and they know that shit, and they know that you fucking cooning. You know what I mean? You're not really gonna speak out against some real white supremacy shit. You're not really gonna speak about the system and how it dominates all areas of activity. You ain't gonna talk about that shit. But you'll bring up the black on black crime, which is, by the way, is at an all-time low around each city in America. Black on black crime is at a low right now, except for Chicago. So that's why they always reach for Chicago. Every time they say black on black crime, they always talk about Chicago. Notice they don't talk about no other city ever. It's always Chicago, Chicago, Chicago. So people gotta see through that shit. Black crime is at a low. Like I said, the number one drug right now in America is crystal meth. It's something that black people do not use at all. Crystal meth. Number 2 is heroin. Talking about hard drugs. It's not cocaine. It ain't none of that shit. It's not marijuana, weed. Like, dude, the number one drug is crystal meth, used by white people. But there's no war on drugs in the media like that. You don't really see white people being railroad into prison industrial complex like that. So it's like, all right, you see the double standard there, and people gotta check that shit. So when you see the Jordan Edwards get gunned down by a fucking race soldier posing as a cop leaving a party when they're unarmed, they don't pose a threat to you or to anybody else. And you take a knee for that shit because this person lost his life and there's nothing's gonna happen to the cop. The cop is gonna get off. There's police unions and judges and DAs and prosecutors that all work together that protect the police union and thus protects the cop. He's gonna get off. So when you see a person taking a stand against that and you have something disparaging to say, you're a suspected white supremacist in my eyes. You know what I mean? I remember last year, I think it was like December, November, around that time. I was sitting in my office eating my lunch, and it's see-through, so people can see through. And I was on ESPN.com, and it was a picture of Colin Kaepernick, and he had an afro. And one of these co-workers of mine comes up and asks me deliberately, "What do you think about Colin Kaepernick's hair? You like his hair like that?" Now he knew what he was doing. What he wanted me to do was get all emotional and get all Malcolm X on his ass and talk about, you know, the history of the afro. We started with the Black Panthers and everything. He wanted me to take that route and get all uncivil or whatever, so he can go back to HR and tell him my ass. Talk about, oh, Mike's being very, very militant. You know, he's gonna start a revolution in the office. This guy's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you can't put nothing past these people. They will do anything to make you look militant and just a threat to, you know, office politics, shit that people really don't really talk about in the office, but they will try to bait you into talking about it. And whenever you are in a situation like that, you don't get emotional. First of all, you never get emotional. What you do is just ask questions about the topic, so you can get a clear idea of where that person's stance is. So, for example, he asked me about Colin Kaepernick's hair. I asked him, "Oh, what's wrong about it?" "Oh, it's big and puffy." How is it supposed to be? You know what I mean? Like, this is a traditional African hairstyle, motherfucker. Like, everybody here is supposed to be just low cut, and then there's no facial hair or no type of hair expression at all. Is that what you alluding to? Like, you just ask questions, and that's basically what I did. And you know what I mean? He knew that I knew that he was a piece of shit, basically. You know what I mean? And I really stopped fucking with the dude. I don't really fuck with him like that no more. You know what I mean? I went out for lunch with him and a couple of other dudes, and I don't really talk to him like that, because they always try to bait people into like getting super emotional, especially at work, where, you know, you are basically in a prison. Still at work, you in a fucking prison. You're not really free like that. So they can just go to HR and just blame shit on you and get you fired. Like that's the motive. You gotta see they playing chess. Don't be out here playing checkers. You know what I mean? So, but by Colin Kaepernick not being signed, and it's about to be June, it really says that the league, despite the NFL having sexual assault violators in the league, they have fucking accused rapists in the league, they have drug abusers in the league, they have domestic abuse motherfuckers in the league, they have a big concussion conundrum that they try to cover up all the time, and is currently being sued millions and millions of dollars by former athletes. Just the amount of criminal activity that doesn't get noticed in the media is very hypocritical when you're talking about a person, a black athlete that choose to take a stance on something. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So for him to just have a strong sense of conviction and to actually take a stance, like we always ask our black athletes to take a stance. Like we see this shit, we see that in society the athletes have a significant amount of power that comes with that position of being a dominant athlete. You have a strong voice. So we ask the LeBrons, the Kobes, you know what I mean, the star players of the NFL all the time to actually speak up against white supremacy. And when you actually have an athlete that does so, you see what happens. So that, and you just leave them out there. It's like there's no type of correlation between the NFL, NBA, you know, boxing like it was in the 60s when you had Muhammad Ali, you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you had Jim Brown, all holding hands and taking a stance against white supremacy. Then you had fucking coons like Jackie Robinson out here speaking against that shit. So that's why I say fuck Jackie Robinson. Fuck that nigga. I don't give a fuck if he was the first black player in the MLB by choice, because they actually wanted other motherfuckers. He was like one of the last resorts because he was the well-behaved Negro. He wasn't going to speak out against white supremacy. He was just going to stand still and just take that shit like they want us to do today. Like, so I say fuck Jackie Robinson. They talking about the Jackie Robinson statue. I'm like, fuck that shit. Fuck that nigga. I don't give a fuck. He left his brothers out in the cold, like just he actually coon against their ass, talking about, oh, they should be grateful to be in that position. They, you know, they should be grateful. They shouldn't speak out against any type of oppression. Like, and this is documented audio in the 60s of Jackie Robinson. A lot of people don't know that. Jackie Robinson was a major fucking coon. That's why they picked his ass. So, man, when you actually see athletes that's taking a chance, and you see the chance that it has gotten him now, it's like, I'm not going to say it backfired, but that's why he's not signed yet. It's because he's a quote-unquote problem to the league. He's not the well-behaved Negro, the grateful Negro that we're going to give millions and millions of dollars to, which can be taken away by the way. All that materialistic houses, cars, all that shit can be taken away overnight. All that wealth, all that stuff can be taken away. You get a bullshit charge on you, better yet, a race soldier can pull you over and just blow your fucking brains out. Like, it's that simple. We live in a society every day where I wake up and I can fucking die if I get pulled over by the wrong motherfucker who has already bad intentions and just fully corrupt in the system. And I can wake up every day leaving the house knowing that I could potentially get pulled over by a race soldier, and shit, who knows what can happen. You know what I mean? Like, you have great cops out there that actually want to police the community. Then you have people that want to take advantage of people and just want to practice the system of white supremacy against black people. So it's like, but the good cops not really speaking up because they have that blue wall of that blue shield of silence or whatever the fuck it is. So it's like, man, we got that problem as well. So it's like, man, I just don't see why, you know, no one is talking about why Colin Kaepernick is kneeling on the ground. Like, and if I'm Colin Kaepernick and I'm seeing the amount of black people that's being killed this year, I'm not standing up. I'm staying on that knee. Because I don't see no significant change between last year and this year. You know what I mean? So that was I wouldn't have went that route. I just would have stayed, hey, I'm taking a knee still. You know, and You gotta be 100% with it. You can't be halfway. You know, you want to take a knee, not take a knee. Like, no, just take a knee until we get justice out here. And I don't see us getting any type of justice. If you see a cop get charged, is he gonna go to prison for 20, 25 years, or is he gonna get a little slap on the wrist? You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, this is a problem that's very, very prevalent, and we need more athletes to take a stance on this shit. That's the realistic stance that I get from all of this, is that it's going to take more athletes, and it's going to take everybody, not just black but white, to speak up against police brutality and to really take a stance, not just wearing a shirt or just talking Black Lives Matter, which has no damn power at all, which is white owned, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. That's why you don't really see shit from them today. Like, you don't really see no type of protest. There's black people being Jordan Evers, there's cases in Oklahoma, cases in Texas, cases in Cali, cases in North Carolina. You got Confederate statues that's being snatched from the South, and there's all types of chaos down there. You don't really see Black Lives Matter doing anything about it. You know what I mean? You don't really see no protests, nothing. You know what I mean? That's by design, by the way. So it's like, we got to a problem now where we are in a full Nazi state. The U.S. is in a Nazi state of mind right now. The same shit that they was pulling in World War II and Germany and Hitler and all that shit. Trump snatched everything right out of the playbook and emphasized that shit on the U.S. The same shit, the same strategy, the same system where police can go out and kill people and nothing's gonna happen to them. That's what the Nazis was doing. And it's time to get serious, man. It's time to really, really brainstorm and think of ways that we can combat this system of white supremacy. One of the ways to combating white supremacy is economic empowerment, which leads me to Lavar Ball and his son Lonzo Ball and his other two sons. I agree with everything Lavar Ball is doing, by the way. I appreciate black fathers that take a stance against slavery, financial slavery, and injustices in the sporting industry. For those who don't really think about it, but the sporting industry is really, especially NBA, NFL, it's really, the system that's in sports is really ran like a slave plantation. And he's like, man, I want to take a different route. You know what I mean? I don't want to go A to B to C to D. You know, I'm going to go a different route and see, and just put all the leverage on us, but I'm going to put all the confidence in my son. He's not cocky, arrogant. No. That's all confidence. You're supposed to believe in your product. His product is his son. And when he's attacked, you're supposed to attack back. You know what I mean? When he does these interviews with the Kristine, matter of fact, let me play that. I'm gonna play that interview with that Kristine lady, that little suspected white supremacist bitch. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Stay in your lane.
This is the Lavar Ball Kristine interview right here.
I don't even worry about her over there.
Like,
Every
why
time
not?
she
I
scares
think
me
that's
to
kind
death.
of disrespectful.
She said she scares Lonzo. Lonzo's scared of me. She scares me.
said
That's
I'm
why I don't look
scared
at
of
me to
her.
death. Y'all hear
I
that?
don't look over there because she scares me. I'm thinking of Saul right now.
I'm just trying.
Leave me alone. I'll tell you, 400-500 pair.
So she's a reporter. Her job is to
She
probe.
can report to
He's
whoever
staying
she
on
wants
code.
behind her. I'm talking to you, Colin.
What is your problem with me?
Hey, my problem is you are a hater.
Why
I would never wear a big baller shirt. But
No, I
good,
didn't
don't
say
even
that.
talk to me. But I heard you say I'm not even wearing that.
I said that I wouldn't wear something.
It says big baller. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
With all due respect, you're a great reporter, just not reporting on me.
I have a right to say what shirt I would and wouldn't wear.
Welcome to Big Baller Zone.
Well, no, I think I actually was saying it as like a point. No, I didn't say no. I didn't say it was offensive. I didn't say it was offensive. Yeah. I just said, if you want to, work with Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, to maybe have something that appeals to women.
I thought that was a legit.
And he does.
I don't have to agree. I thought that was a good point.
I don't agree.
But I thought it was a
By
good
the way,
point.
Nike, Adidas, Reebok, when they first started, it didn't appeal to women.
I don't even see it.
I wasn't saying it as like I would never wear this.
What's this show about again? Ain't we talking about shoes? I don't want to talk about all that. Next.
Well, I think in order to have a successful company, you're going to have women who like your brand.
Yeah, if you have a women's company. But anyways.
So you're not marketing to women.
We're talking about Big Baller brand.
Okay.
You know what? He don't need no credibility to say I'm a gangster and I do this and I do that. No, Lonzo's a ball player.
He's antagonistic as fuck.
And like I said,
he's antagonizing him.
I don't think he can comment on anything.
Writing bad articles about him.
Now, that's a little harsh.
It's going to be harsh.
Now he's on the show.
So you disrespect women and people for their weight?
No, that's what you say. I didn't say nothing about
No, you just said that to me.
He's trying to flip it so fucking hard.
Right now, keep in your lane.
Can you look me in the eye?
Like I said, Whitlock, I don't want to look you in the eye. You scare me to death.
Can you look me in the eye?
Like I said, compound.
Yes. They wouldn't want to work with you anyway because you don't respect women. So.
She's after you today.
Oh, I don't respect women, but I'm the one that's married. I'm good. Well, she can say what she wants. She's trying to put it. I never disrespect
She's trying
women.
to flip it.
But I tell you what, if you act like that, guess what? Something's coming to you.
This is the home run right here.
It's okay.
This is the home run. Oh, that shit cut off. That's a 2-minute version. Alright, so after that, she basically went into victim mode and she says, "Are you threatening me? Is that a threat?" And man, media ran with that shit. The media ran with that. And she knew exactly what LeVar Ball was talking about. Verbally threatening. If you want to talk shit about my family, about my system of raising my kids and me as a father and an influence to my kids, I'm going to confront you verbally. See, it was all verbal. It's defense. You are defending your family. That's all it is. It's not physical. He's not going to come to her and assault her in any way. But the way she flipped it, "Are you threatening me? Is that a threat?" I feel threatened. That was a cold word to the media, to all these blogs, to just crucify this black man. And she knew exactly what she was doing with that shit. That's why she got crucified on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. I tried to find her shit. It was private. She had it blocked. Like, dude, I was gonna go in. Like, man, the historical context of a white woman saying, "I'm threatened by this black man," that shit is heavy. That shit is deep. And that shit got cities burned. Literally. Cities got burned. Prosperous black communities got lit on fire. Got bombs dropped from the damn sky. Tulsa, Oklahoma started the first prosperous black community, Black Wall Street, got bombed from the goddamn sky because of a white woman talking that bullshit right there. Talking that, "Oh, I feel threatened. This black man threatened me." That context of that shit. The whole black man is a criminal, is a threat to white women. That shit goes back to post-slavery, 1880s. The whole feminist movement, all that shit started on some anti-black man shit because they got the right to vote and they did it. This shit is deep. This shit is heavy. She knew exactly what she was doing. Emmett Till got lynched because of a white woman that claimed that he made advances at her or whatever. That shit was a lie. You got people out here being killed because of that rhetoric. And she gonna talk that shit on national TV. Talking about, are you threatening me? That was a cold word. These white supremacists, they speak in code. Flat out code. That was a code word for all these blogs to be like, alright, this black man is threatening her. Let's write up a story demonizing LeVar Ball. How he's threatening this white woman. And all you saw the next day was article after article after article about LeVar Ball threatening Kristine, this no-name reporter who thinks she got the privilege automatically for LeVar Ball to respect her after she's talking shit about his family. Like, I don't understand that mindset at all. That's that white privilege. You respect me no matter what shit. Like, for real. You won't look me in the eye. No, I'm not gonna look you in the eye because you don't deserve my damn respect. That's some fucking white massa shit, bro. Like, no. LeVar Ball's a real dude. He ain't gonna back down. I don't give a fuck. He married to a white woman. I do not care. He battles against white supremacy. That's all I give a fuck about. He understands his position. That's why he was saying, she scares me. She scares me. She scares me. This little old white woman scares the shit out of me. I am frightened for my damn life. Being in this room with this white woman saying, are you threatening me? LeVar Ball could have got lynched by a goddamn lynch mob. Like, for real. The history, the vile history of this country, when white women claim that rape shit against brothers that's innocent, these brothers go to jail, prison for years. Their life is ruined. If it's not prison or jail, they're being killed by fucking vigilante groups and shit. Like, for real. This shit is deep. So she knew exactly what she was doing when she said that shit. I don't give a fuck. They said she's married or engaged to a black dude. I don't give a fuck. She stayed on code. That means absolutely nothing. That means nothing. That means nothing, man. She stayed on code. And then you had that fat ass Sambo, Jason Whitlock, this triple neck donut eating motherfucker who needs to get his ass in the damn gym. The next day gonna coon for this woman. It's gonna coon for Fox. The only reason why he's there is to fucking coon. And everybody knows that, and the white people know that. And when he was just caping and for this white woman, Kristine is just like, oh, she's innocent. Oh man, how can you say that? He was talking about Charlemagne the God, how, because he gave Kristine Donkey of the Day. So he was just pandering and basically aligning himself with the ideologies and principles of the system of white supremacy. That's the only thing he was doing. And these white people know that shit, by the way. These white supremacists are not stupid at all. They know exactly when you are fucking cooning and being a big ass Sambo nigga. And they're just laughing in the back of their damn minds, like, for real. Like, they just like, this stupid, this Sambo coon ass nigga really, he really said that shit? Oh shit, damn, he's a big ass coon. We love it though. Like, for real, dude. So his ass got it the other day too, for just being a flat out big ass coon. How can you say that it was made how can you say that about Emmett Till? Like, really, dude? That's how Emmett Till died, dude. Because of bullshit like that. You did? So, you know, people getting on the Lavar Ball case about having some overpriced shoes. Dude, every fucking shoe is overpriced. These shoes are produced overseas for like $20, $30. The shoe company buys it back and then they resell it for $200, $250. Do you know why they sell it for that high? Because they have shoe contracts with these athletes and their contract is like $90 million. So how are you gonna make that money back? You're gonna sell the shoe for $50? No, you're gonna sell it for $200 because you need to make a profit so you can ship those resources to the athlete and still have money on the back of that deal for your own company. You dig? So you're gonna have overpriced shoes. People don't say shit about these white-owned designer companies having fucking Gucci shoes for $1,000. They don't say shit about that, but as soon as Lavar Ball puts a shoe out for $395 or $495 or whatever it is, it's a big ass problem. Like, no, bro. Like, is it expensive? Hell yeah, it's expensive, but you have other expensive ass shoes. So it's a shitload of expensive ass shoes. They don't say nothing about those companies. And if this kid goes into the league and balls out, whether it's for the Lakers or it's for another team, it is what it is. He's taking a risk, but that's the problem. A lot of black people don't take enough risk. They just want to get their checks from white mommy and white daddy, you dig, and not have no type of economic empowerment and business type of mindset that Lavar Ball has. This guy is starting a business for not just him, but for his kids, his kids. He's trying to start an empire. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. Say fuck Nike, fuck Adidas, fuck Under Armour, Reebok. I'ma start it on my own. I'ma do this shit on my own. And that's how you empower yourself. That's how you economically empower yourself and your community. Building more leaders, more entrepreneurs, not just signing a check and signing a contract and this company has your name for years and it's going to profit off of you and you're not even making 50% of what you can potentially make. You dig? So I'm going to make this one suggestion to you. If there's something you're going to need this weekend, can you please give me a request? But man, I know I talked about a lot of social issues this episode, man. I might do a part 2 because there's a lot of stuff that I left out. It's a lot of heavy shit that's going on right now, man, and I just gotta say what I can say and do what I can do to make the changes that I want to see in this world. So thank you for listening. Make sure you follow me on Cognition Fitness TV on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, Cognition Fitness TV, and I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.
Get on your job, tell them haters get on your job, nigga. Motivation.